What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
Grace Van Patten, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Thank you so much.
I am so happy to finally meet you.
Me too.
It's been a long time coming. This is very exciting. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm so excited too. I said when I walked in, I've seen this chair, this iconic chair, so many times.
You're here.
And I'm here.
Wait, so you live in LA?
Yeah, recently. I moved here 2.5 years ago.
And you're from New York?
From New York.
How are you liking it?
I love it.
You
do? It took me a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I told myself I would never do it.
Me too.
But I also know I love New York so much, and that's my home. And I know for a fact I'm going to end up back there. So I figured if I don't do it now, I'll never live in another place.
It's a good point. It's a really hard transition though, because I used to live in New York. And I got here and I was like, where is everyone? Because you think it's this,
hello?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody.
Everyone drives everywhere. No one's popping into bars and restaurants around here.
Yeah.
You're just hello.
Yep.
And I moved here with my best friend years ago, and we were both thinking we were going to have the time of our life. It's early 20s. And then we were wait, where is everyone? But then you eventually find your place.
You get used to it. It's also I tried out so many different neighborhoods, and I'm my happiest where I can walk and get a coffee. If I can walk and get a coffee, I'm fine.
Wait, do you live alone?
Yeah.
And do you have any animals?
No, but I want them so bad. It's a big decision I'm making
right now.
But
I think you're always traveling, no?
I know. Yeah, so having an animal would be tricky.
Maybe a fish. Oh, wait, no. That would die.
Travel with a bag.
No, I was thinking, what could you leave at home? And I'm a fish? But no, I think you would also kill the fish. Okay,
maybe if I had koi fish in a pond. I don't have a pond.
Very sexy.
But
very sexy.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to play a game.
Okay.
First and worst. I'm going to give you a scenario and you just tell me a story that comes to mind.
Okay.
Okay. Growing up, what was the worst trouble you ever got into with your parents?
I was actually just speaking to a friend about this. I got into trouble frequently.
Okay.
Because I would get caught doing a lot of things. My mom had my location for a while. And I thought I found a loophole by leaving my phone at my friend's house and just saying I'm in for the night. And I think when my mom caught on to that, it was got reprimanded for sure.
Grace, that is it's brilliant, and it's something I used to do as well.
Really?
And my one friend Anna, shout out if you're watching this, we were always going to her house because her whole family was chill. They didn't really care what we did. And I'm I'm going to Anna's. What could happen, Mom? And she's leave the phone in the mailbox. Why the mailbox? Just
why the mail?
I don't know. In case we had to do a quick pit stop, and I would check my
grab.
phone, so I didn't have to go.
All good. Yeah.
And it worked every time until finally my mom was like, I know you're not just sitting there all night. And then it was but at least we tried.
We tried. And it worked for a while. It was great.
But were you going to clubs when you were younger?
No, I wasn't. I mean, I definitely did at a young age, but that was never, I never enjoyed that.
You never went to One Oak?
Of course, I've been to
P.H.D. rooftop.
I can't though. It freaked me out even then, and it still freaks me out. Clubs freak me out.
They're very over the top.
I don't. I
used to.
I didn't have a phase. You had a phase.
You never. Oh, I was that girl.
You were.
I worked at the club, literally and also figuratively. But then
Bodycon.
Yeah. Oh,
yep.
Socks in my tits to push them up, looking oh my god, I have triple D's. Literally would
That's
remove them
when
I
tell me lies.
Yeah. No, did you really?
No, not socks.
But you
help,
shoving them up with anything,
whatever I can fit in there.
Okay, who was your first celebrity crush?
Oh, Steve-O from Jackass.
Wait.
You? I had a weird. I don't know.
I get
something about a snapping turtle. Just nipping at his nipples, I guess, got me.
Honestly, that show.
Do you get it at all?
Without a doubt.
Okay.
But I could see. No, because what was it recently on an episode of Love Island? Then everyone was doing it where this girl was like, okay, wait, who is your okay, wait, but hear me out. Who you would hook up with, but it's okay,
right.
Wait, hear me out.
But you wouldn't want to.
But like you know, people would be like so fucking judgy.
Right. It's like
and
a
mine,
hot take.
Yes, mine used to be like I thought Johnny Depp specifically as Captain Jack Sparrow with like the eyeliner.
That's a good one.
And I was like, why am I so attracted to that?
I get it. Talent. Steve-O.
Hey,
something about like a daredevil, like I don't know, adventure.
Okay, love it. Okay, what's a time you made a horrible first impression?
Oh God, probably so many times. I do remember one of my first movies, Dustin Hoffman was playing my grandpa. And the first time I met him, I thought it would be cute to be like, hey, grandpa. And I saw his face kind of drop. And my face turned red. I was so embarrassed. And from that, I realized, do not call any actor old.
He's like,
or make him associated.
He's like, honestly, fuck off. You're like, well, I thought it was for the,
he's like, you called me old. I was mortified.
It's the worst when you have something ready in your head.
I planned it.
And then it comes out and you see, not only didn't it land, it actually just pissed the person off and you're like,
swing and a miss. And I was ready. I was like going in there like, I'm just going to make everyone laugh.
No one laughed.
Ready.
Actual anger. Okay, Grace. Last one. What was the first time you were ever recognized in public?
Probably before I started acting for my work in Divergent as Shailene Woodley. That's probably the first times I got recognized was as Shailene Woodley.
That's actually amazing. Rewind. So many people in your life have come up to you and been like, Shailene.
Yeah. Especially like when I was in high school and she was in the Divergence and also that movie with George Clooney.
Oh, yes.
The Descendants,
yes.
I think.
Yes.
And we had very similar like hair at the time. And that happened a lot.
Have you ever met her?
Yes, I met her once. And I think I said something, but I always get so nervous in those moments.
Did you feel like when you met her, you both were like, you see the resemblance?
Double.
Yeah. Is it annoying when people say that though?
No.
Right. But it's like when you're compared to each other where you're like, we're both.
Also, she's so beautiful and so talented. I'm like, oh, yeah,
it's
great.
Actually so true. When people are like compared to people that you're probably like, wait, guys, that's not funny. Don't compare me
right.
to that. Wait, wait, do we actually look
and
like?
then you don't want to act offended.
Right. No, Shailene's gorgeous.
Yeah. I'm like, I will take it.
That's fair. Okay, let's talk about your family.
Okay.
You have 2 sisters, right?
Yes.
How would you describe your relationship with them?
They're my best friends.
And you're the oldest?
I'm the oldest. And then I have a middle sister's only 2 years younger than me. And then I have a 14-year-old sister.
So 15 years apart?
Yeah.
What is that like?
Which was wild at first. My mom was 45 and she was like, I'm pregnant. And I was like, what does that mean?
Right.
I was 15. I'm like, you guys have sex? That's disgusting. Now I'm like, good for you. I couldn't fathom what life would be like. I'm like, I've lived 15 years as like we're like a little family unit. And what is I couldn't comprehend what that would be like. And then she was born and it's like the best thing that could have happened to our family. It's like kept us all young.
I do feel like I've seen that where like if someone has like a lot of younger sibling, it kind of gives a fresh new energy that keeps you guys like more like, okay, we're still young. We're not all out of the house. There's reason to come home. She's in high school now or whatever. And you're like, that's fun.
It's so fun.
Is she watching you though in like...
She's not watching Tell Me Lies.
I was about to say,
I told her not to.
Okay.
But she's always sending me like TikTok edits of myself. And I'm like, June, I love you. I'm not gonna watch this. But she like every time I see her, she's like, look at you, look at this thing. And I'm like,
she's like, there's like TikTok
but the fact
edits
that she's
of you.
excited.
That's really cute though, that she's like, they're shipping you online. And you're like, stop showing me the fan edit.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to see
But
it.
at least she gets to see something.
Yes.
Your dad is a well-known director. What was it like growing up on these type of sets? Like that's obviously a very unique experience and now you being in the industry, but before you were fully in the industry, tell me about what that was like growing up like that.
It was amazing. I mean, like I was always so curious about what my dad was doing and then being able to watch through a couple different jobs that he's done and how they were all different, but like being surrounded by so many different types of people at a young age was really interesting, and watching all of these amazing actors do what they do, and like I was just so in awe of that you could play dress up as a job. Like that's how I still see it. Like it's just a very fun thing when you're doing it. The rest of it can be scary and unpredictable and inconsistent, but when you're actually doing it, it's so much fun. Like that's it.
That's really cool because I feel like I grew up and my dad was more in like the sports television world, but I always like accredit like there was something about growing up that watching my dad get up every day and go and do something he was so passionate about.
Yeah.
Like he loved it. I feel like all of my siblings then and I either went into like entrepreneurship or the creative because I didn't understand what it would be like to not be so immersed and love it so much and like go for your passion, which is such a privilege, but it's so cool to watch. And so it's been, I think, innately in me that I was like, I have to wake up every day and love what I do because both of my parents did that, which it feels like you kind of were like watching your father being like, this is so incredible. I want to immerse myself also in that world.
100%. That is like the main thing I took from it. And he's like only ever done jobs that he's so passionate about. And I really try to do that.
You got your first acting job on The Sopranos when you were 8.
Yeah.
Like walking in on that set day and that whole experience, what do you remember about it?
I remember like the most vivid memory was the audition. Like that is engraved in my brain. It will be forever because I have never been so nervous for something. Because I was telling my parents like, I want to be an actor. I want to do that. But I was 8 and they were like, okay. And I kept bugging them about it until my dad was like, all right, you can audition. You can try and audition. And I remember to this day, like every step of like walking into the elevator of Steiner Studios and like signing my name. They just like left me. They were like, go. And I like signed my name in the guest book, whatever it is. And I'm like waiting in the chairs with all these other like girls with their parents. I'm like, and they call my name in and it's a bunch of like producers and my dad's like in the back and like with his legs crossed. So they really wanted me to feel how it would feel like if he was not involved, which I appreciate now. But I remember doing that audition and just feeling so scared and so nervous. And then obviously I didn't consistently act in between when I actually started acting. There was like I just went to school and didn't continue to audition and didn't do any of that.
So you went to a performing arts high school though?
Yes.
Talk to me about how this was different than like a traditional high school.
It was insane. Like I can't imagine going to a normal high school. It was all of these very creative, like quirky kids, like literally singing and dancing on tables and in the hallway, like people on vocal rest, like writing on whiteboards, and young kids that were very serious already about their art. And of course there was variety. There were kids who didn't want to be there, and I was kind of like in the middle. Like I loved acting, but I didn't know if I wanted to do it as a career yet. It was just like a hobby. But it was a wild experience.
I heard that you and Timothée Chalamet went to the same school.
Yes. Yeah. He was a grade above me.
Did you ever get to watch his infamous talent show
performances?
Performances?
Every year.
Stop.
Front and center. I witnessed the great act. It was incredible. It's just as amazing as it probably is watching the footage of. There is footage of
there's
it,
footage
right?
if
okay,
people
so
haven't
the world
seen,
gets to experience.
Yeah, there's footage, but if people don't know what we're talking about, can you lightly describe like what his performance was?
He had like a rapper alter ego named Tiny Tim or something.
That's it.
And we had these yearly talent shows, which is like, it was called Rising Stars. And this talent show was like American Idol. It was like all of the most insanely talented kids doing like either rapping or singing or doing crazy like contemporary dance or playing a flute, like you name it. It was insane. Like I would still go to it because it was just the most talented kids.
And did you ever partake in the talent show?
No, I didn't get asked, Timmy.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Daddy Gang, I recently went out to dinner with some of my best friends, and we were having one of those like amazing girl nights where you're just getting deep with each other and talking about all the things. And we were really talking about insecurities. And one of my friends said, you don't have to believe everything you think about yourself. It is such a simple concept, but it really resonated with me and has totally shifted the way that I do think about myself. Imagine getting, though, that type of wisdom and insight on a regular basis. It doesn't have to just be a one-off. Like, yeah, we'd be unstoppable. We would be so confident. And I truly believe that the right therapist can make such an impact on your life weekly. And BetterHelp has over 12 years of experience matching people to the right therapist for them. World Mental Health Day is this month, and to celebrate, BetterHelp is shining the spotlight on therapists, people I truly believe make the world a better place. I know I personally have grown and changed so much from my own therapy journey, and I am so grateful for that. Getting started with therapy is just a few clicks away, and BetterHelp does all the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. All you literally need to do is take a short questionnaire to help identify your needs and your preferences. Every therapist at BetterHelp has met localized standards for vetting and care delivery. And while BetterHelp's industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they technically get it right the first time, if you feel like your therapist isn't the right fit, you can switch to a different one at any time from their tailored recommendations. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right one for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/daddy. That's betterhelp.com/daddy.
Okay, tell me lies.
Yes.
Tell me the first time you read the script, initial vibe. What did you think?
I loved it. It got me so excited. I was like, because it was my dream to do like a toxic, fucked up relationship thing.
Why?
Because I just loved those movies. They're like my favorite movies. I don't know why.
I do too.
It's
okay.
I mean, I loved Steve-O. I clearly liked just some toxic like
there's a through line
energy.
Here. Mm-hmm.
There's some through line. But I loved watching those movies. They're like my favorite actors who have been in movies like that. So it was just something that I wanted to be a part of. And I thought it was so cool that it was a TV show and also about young people in a toxic relationship. And I only read the pilot when I first read it, so I had no idea. I just had no idea what it was going to become in terms of chaotic.
That's actually crazy to read the pilot and you were like, oh, this is going to be really interesting.
This is tame.
And then to find out.
Yeah, because Lucy in the pilot is like a completely different person. I thought I was like signing up to be like a preppy, like kind of closed off, like going to college, maybe gonna reinvent herself, meets a guy, it sucks. But like she is a full spiral out, like manic journey that I did not know.
If you had to say, because I know as an actor, like I'm sure you're trying to find some ins, like is there anything you relate to her on?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely related, especially first season when I was filming it, like being young and being really afraid of your feelings and then showing them and being like, oh, this is why I was afraid of them. Like, I think you meet Lucy in season 1 and she's very like has a guard up. And then this guy just like slowly chips away at it. And then she's like, gates are open and she can't reel it back now. And I've totally had that.
Have you been in situations where you feel like you've maybe not been as like vulnerable in your life, and then you're saying when you've been, you're like, oh, that just bit me in the ass, kind of.
Yes, and then coming out the other side of it being like vulnerability is the most powerful thing you could ever have in any relationship or friendship.
Okay, I know you said in the past you hope you're not like Lucy, which like I agree with, but also we love her because she's entertaining.
We love her.
Heading into season 3, what is the biggest difference, would you say, between you and Lucy now?
Probably not like learning her lesson. I feel like I'm pretty good at like knowing I've made mistakes and then stopping. And she's a little relentless with that.
Oh, she's relentless. Okay, we're gonna do some rapid fire of Tell Me Lies.
Okay.
Which character would you want to be friends with in real life?
Oh, probably Wrigley.
Like,
Sweetie,
actually the
sweetie boy. Yeah.
Okay, what item of clothing would you steal from Lucy's closet?
Well, I just did steal some when we wrapped.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I stole like the iconic True Religions that like I cannot find in real life
anywhere
that like look good or fit. But for some reason, the Lucy jeans that Charlotte, who's the costume designer, found.
Charlotte.
I was like, can I please? Charlotte will help you. She's a genius at finding
Dude,
it.
I need to find Charlotte and be like, get me those jeans. The low-rise jeans that she has found for you.
It's crazy. She really found them.
Oh, I would steal it too.
Yeah.
Okay, which character frustrates you the most?
Lucy. Lucy.
What's been Lucy's most cringeworthy moment?
Ooh. It's a lot to choose
lot.
from. Or like, I think anytime Lucy thinks she's being subtle about something is the most cringy.
That's a good point.
Like when she's like, I think it was season 1 when she tells Steven that she's not going to India because like some reason, but it's so obvious that she's staying in town to like be with him, and he like shuts her down.
It's like the modern day version of back in the day when with The Hills, when like Lauren was the girl that didn't go to Paris because she stayed to go with her boyfriend. Yeah. And that was you. And like, you're like, you're not going to India, babe, because of Steven.
I know.
It's not because.
And it's really obvious.
Okay. Mine was though the underwear moment in season 2.
Oh my God. Of course. Of course.
I was like screaming at my television when you are like hooking up with both of them in the same day and you're wearing the same fucking underwear.
The same underwear.
I was like, no.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
But honestly, genius writing.
I know.
So good. So good. Oh.
That was gnarly.
Okay, what is one piece of dating advice you would really like to give Lucy if you were her friend?
Honestly, I feel like I would tell her. Well, like there's the obvious ones of like get the fuck away from him.
Yeah.
But people don't listen to that. People need to figure that out for themselves. So I would tell her to try and like mend her relationship with her mom, because she's had zero parental guidance this whole time. She has like a shitty relationship with her mom. And I feel like if she had some sort of motherly figure, like just tell her, because like it was so helpful when my mom, like when you're caught up in something when you're young and your mom just tells you, like reminds you how unimportant this is in the grand scheme of your life, and how helpful that is to hear from like just an older, wiser person.
It's so true. I feel like there's been so many moments watching the show that I'm like, oh my God, if only she could go to her mom and feel like she could actually tell her what's going on. Her mom as an adult could be like, babe. But because she lacks that, there's kind of nowhere to go. And obviously when you are in college, I experienced it. Like we're all a shit show at that point in our lives. Right. So your friends can only give you so much advice. But at the same time, you're like
probably doing a similar, everyone's doing a similar,
the same kind of shit, kind of. And so it's like you need someone that's actually been through life to be like, walk away.
Yes.
Trust me.
Walk away, or like everything will be okay. Like somebody just to tell her that. Like you're good.
Fuck, marry, kill. Max, Leo, Evan.
Oh my God.
Poor Max.
So poor Max. He's been right in front of her the whole time, and she's just like looking past him. She is not. Oh, poor Max. Mary Max, obviously. Probably kill Evan Buxty.
Bye, Evan. Love you.
Sorry, Evan.
It's okay.
Sorry, Evan.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Okay, what is, in your opinion, the most fucked up thing Lucy or Steven have done to each other?
I mean, Steven walking out of the Hawaiian party with Diana hand in hand, leaving Lucy in a coconut bra was pretty.
Has your sister showed you those edits on TikTok?
I don't think so.
They're everywhere. They still live to this
no.
day. Even though we're going on season 3, that scene. What was your reaction when you read that scene? Because like you said, you only read
on the floor.
Jaw on the floor.
Jaw on the floor. There's a really funny thing that happened because Robin Wright was directing that episode, the amazing Robin Wright. And she really approached her directing style because she's an actor. Like she knew how to talk to actors, and she knew that Jackson and I were dating, and was like basically just tried to get me to believe that this was real life. And like, she's like, just think, what if Jackson did do this? What if he walked out and said on the way out, I never loved you. I don't even think you're pretty. And I was like, and in the moment I was like, oh God, that'd be really awful, really bad. And I like just tried to go there. But really with that moment, it was like pure shock. I thought like the less of a reaction, the more impactful it would be, because it's like you don't even know what's going on. Like everything's in slow motion.
It's a good point. There is no reaction. Because
there's no reaction.
You're going to probably process it later.
Exactly.
But in the moment, you're like dissociating.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. I imagined it in slow motion because it's like, and I think that's what they did in the edit.
They slowed it down.
Because it's like, you can't even.
I remember watching the first season, and I think something that I really appreciated about it is it's such an accurate portrayal of what a toxic relationship is. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why so many people really gravitate towards it, because I haven't seen something like this done in cinema, because you kind of are watching it and you're like, it's such a slow, sneaky burn at first.
Yeah.
For you in your life, like, what is the hardest? I know you've said you've never been in a toxic relationship, but like, what's the hardest lesson you've had to learn in dating?
I mean, I feel like to go back to what we were talking about before with like vulnerability, like before I learned that, I feel like it was so hard because I wasn't communicating and they didn't know how I felt. So it was just like would become a mess because I didn't know how to talk about my feelings.
Yeah, I know. I think you said somewhere like you had never been in a toxic situation, but you've been in immature relationships.
Yeah.
Which is,
of course,
all of us.
Yeah.
And when you start dating people, and it's cute because we think we're so mature when we get into relationships.
Totally.
When we're in our teens or 20s or whatever it be. And you're like, I'm literally an adult. Mom, don't tell me what to do. Yeah. Meanwhile, you actually have no idea what you're
no idea.
You have no idea what you're doing.
No.
What did some of those like more immature things look like for you, just like in life of dating?
I feel like just lack of communication, jealousy is probably like a big immature relationship thing, I feel like, which is, normal throughout even non-toxic relationships. It's very natural, but like that intensity of jealousy that felt like death or something,
yes. It's like all encompassing.
Yeah. There's always the fear too of like, even when you know something should be coming to an end, like the fear of like, what is life after that? Like that's always a scary thought, even if you know what you have to do, even if it is immature, even if it is toxic, it's like that fear.
Lucy's friends are obviously always telling her to leave Steven, but she never wants to listen, obviously. Yep. Have you ever been in a tough situation with a friend where you need to have a conversation with them about who they're seeing, whether it's because it's deteriorating their mental health or you found out they were cheated on or whatever it be? And like, have you had that?
Yeah, for sure.
How do you even approach those moments? Because some people are like, I'm not getting involved. Some people get involved.
Yeah, it depends on the friend.
Okay.
I mean, especially when something is so overt, like cheating. If somebody cheated on my friend, like I feel no problem being like, don't settle for that. But it's also hard. It's like, because you want to support your friends, and a lot of people are in this vicious cycle of relationships, and it's like, even if they know it's not good for them, it's hard to break the set. That's the hardest part.
And it's hard being a friend because you're like, on one hand, I feel like it's my duty as a friend to be like, girl.
Yeah.
But then I also know you can kind of like suss out when your friend's not ready to hear it.
Yes.
So you're kind of like,
you kind of have to gauge it.
And then you're like, are we going to get in a fight?
Right.
Because technically it would be overstepping. And some people would be like, no, you have to tell them. But it's like, sometimes if you found out some shit, you're like, I actually could tell her, but she's not in her right mind.
Right.
She's just going to get pissed at me.
Yeah.
So you almost have to kind of just like be there for a friend.
Yeah.
And kind of like we said with the themes in the show of like, if you go at them and you judge them, then they're going to alienate themselves and then they won't come to you the next time.
Exactly.
So
which is really dangerous too.
It's
and like, you don't want to like, there's been so many situations where that friend does open up and go there with you with like shitting on the guy or breaking up with them, and then they get back together and you're like face to face and you have to, that's tricky.
It's so hard. And you're like,
so I think there's like a way to do it in like a tame, supportive way.
Yeah.
That's like,
because at the end of the day, it's not your life.
Exactly.
It's your friend's life. And so you can be there, but you're also
people don't listen to people. Like, advice is a very like ethereal comfort thing. It's not like, people don't take it literally unless it's like technique, like unless it's like,
people rarely take advice. I agree, unless it's not so personal.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's almost like if you can get like work-wise, if you have something that is tangible, that is like, oh, this is going to help you get the raise, or this is going to help you get the job, whatever it be, people are like, oh, I'm going to try it.
Yes.
But when it involves someone
mental, personal thing. Yeah.
In the moment, they could be like, that's literally genius, yes. And then they get home and they're like, wait, I can't do that.
Yeah,
or like,
they're gonna be like, I'm gonna text him. Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah, exactly.
So you also can't take it too personal when you're a friend like that. I agree, where it's like, give the advice if it feels right in the moment, don't overstep, but also expect nothing.
Totally.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Tinder. All right, let's talk about Tinder. Or better yet, let's talk about the early days euphoria that comes with having a new crush. The kind of crush where you've been maybe down bad, but in the best way, okay? You cannot stop thinking about them. Every single song reminds you of them, and you are making up scenarios about them in your head. There's kind of nothing better, right? Well, amazing news. That crush feeling is waiting for you on Tinder. Like literally right now, you have no idea what is out there unless you start looking. And Daddy Gang, the possibilities are endless. Once you have a crush, even the most mundane moments become beyond monumental. It is time to find the person who makes your entire day better by simply just texting you, hey, with a smiley face. You deserve it, okay? We all know there's no better feeling, and finding a new crush is easier than you think. Thanks to Tinder. Explore all of the possibilities for yourself. Tinder, it starts with a swipe. Download Tinder today. Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Uber Eats. You guys already know Uber Eats delivers your late night cravings in your favorite restaurants, but now they are delivering something just as exciting. Sephora. Yeah, you heard that right, which means a glam squad is basically right at your fingertips. All your Sephora beauty essentials can now show up right at your door in as little as 25 minutes. And do not worry, everything is the exact same price as the store. Right now, you can treat yourself even more with $10 off your first Sephora order when you spend $50 or more on Uber Eats. Daddy Gang, I cannot tell you how often I go to put on my favorite lipstick only to realize I left it sitting on my desk at the office. I'm like, wait, well, how am I supposed to do that? Boom, Uber Eats, boom, Sephora. Or the amount of times that I just left the house with no mascara and I forgot that I literally have nothing on my face, and then I'm at work and I'm like, boom, Uber Eats, Sephora. Now I don't have to worry about that because Sephora is just clicks away, being on your bathroom counter or at work or wherever you are, girls. So order Sephora on Uber Eats today and get your glam delivered straight to your door. Ends October 30th, limited one order. Other terms apply. Check app for availability. Delivery fees may apply. We have
kind of an overlapping fun story because we met both of our partners on Zoom.
Oh my God.
I met my husband on Zoom, a work Zoom. You met Jackson on a Zoom.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about your first Zoom because most people, you guys, would think it's not so sexy. And I remember when I told my story, people were like, a Zoom. And I'm like, yeah, it really went down on a Zoom.
Wait, I need to hear your story because I bet mine's the opposite of yours.
Okay, I got on a Zoom and there were multiple people on it.
Okay.
I was meeting with my husband's production company at the time. And he was late. I'm on the call. And everyone on the call was like fans of Call Her Daddy. So they were like big Call Her Daddy fans. And they were like mentioning episodes to me. And vibes were great.
Yeah.
And then Matt got on. And he comes in as just like the producer that's like, oh, like, I don't know much about your show. Like, tell me about your show. And I'm like, immediately, I'm like, that's.
I need his validation.
I'm like, why is this so fucked up that I'm like, oh my God, it's so hot. You don't know who I am. Love this.
Totally.
And then the whole Zoom, I'm like staring at his Zoom box. I'm looking at no one else. I'm
You like pinned it?
yeah. I'm staring directly in his eyes. He has no idea. He's like on his phone, busy, not paying attention. No, but I'm watching him and I'm like, wow, he's like really hot. Like I'm attracted to this guy. And then afterwards he emailed me just being like, are we making this TV show or what? Like, let me know if you're ever in LA. I was like, oh, I'm going to be in LA next week. And then we went and got dinner and the rest was history.
Was it instantly romantic vibe? Or
I
did you
felt
like
that
kind
way.
of weasel your way?
I was like, I'm on a date.
Okay.
He's like, so the show. And then finally he was the person that actually gave me the advice where he was like, can I be honest? I really don't think you should make this TV show right now. It feels like this is not the right time in your career. And every other producer had been like, let's make it tomorrow, and just saw like dollar signs. And I was like, wow, that was very attractive that he wasn't just trying to use it for, because like it would be a benefit to him. And then I was like, okay, well, if we're not making the show, let's turn this into a date. And he was like, okay.
Oh my God.
And then it just, so I was like pretty forward because I just felt it.
Yeah.
And I never usually was like that in relationships.
But you knew.
Okay, what was your Zoom like?
I didn't like Jackson.
Stop.
No, we talk about this all the time. That's like, because I had done a bunch of Zoom chemistry reads because it was still like COVID-y. So it was all on Zoom, the first round.
Wait, so this is for
chem
Tell Me
reads.
Lies?
Yes.
And you have the job.
I have the job.
Okay.
And we're in the process of like Zooming with guys and like reading scenes with them. And like Jackson, I had heard like was the favorite. So I'm like excited for his thing. And he gets on, and I've told him this, that I'm like, oh, this is like a serious actor. So I was just like, oh, God. But he was so good. And I was like, all right, it's fine. Maybe we won't get along, but like he's perfect for the part and he's so talented and great. And so I was like, it was half really excited that like we found the Steven. But the other, I was just like, kind of rolled my eyes a little bit. And then we met in person for the next round. And he was like, it was like a completely different energy. And he just told me he was like really nervous for the Zoom. And he was just like, and now I know him so well. And I know that part of him. And I'm like, oh, that's what I was seeing. But it really took me to meet him in person to be like, this guy's the best.
So you're about to do a job together.
Yeah.
But then you start dating before the job starts.
We start dating before the job.
Who makes the first move? How do you guys decide to even like go on a date?
We had some mutual friends that like I was so in the like zone of the show and being so excited about doing it and like finding the guy, and just like it was just something I was really excited about. So like my brain was very like Tell Me Lies, and I kept thinking about him, and I couldn't tell if it was like, oh, I'm so excited that like I couldn't tell yet. I couldn't tell if it was like a crush or like a career exciting thing. And then I remember hearing like my friend's boyfriend was working with him on another movie. And we decided after they finished that movie, like we were all going to have dinner or something. And so we all had dinner, and it was just like instantly we vibed instantly. And it was kind of that night we were both like, we both have a crush on each other. This is probably like the worst thing that could happen. And like we sat on a stoop for I think like 6 hours and talked about every reason why we should not act on this. And then I kissed him.
You're like, so with all that said,
come here.
okay,
Yeah.
so then no one knew you guys were first seeing each other.
No one knew. We were like, and we weren't like, we need to keep this secret. But we were like, we don't have to flaunt it. We don't have to. But we also saw it as like a fun game. Like, how long can we go without people realizing?
And so how did people find out?
I mean, it was pretty quick. It was just like, the cast knew pretty immediately because we would all hang out to like get to know each other. And
they're like, why do you guys feel like you guys know each other
more
than all of us? And you're like, what?
Yeah, what are you talking about? So they knew right away, and then people just caught on. There was never like, we never announced it, but like.
Okay, love.
Yeah.
How did you, because I think this is something people are always so fascinated with, me being like, what, how the fuck do you work with your husband?
Yeah.
And like, it actually, for me, I'm always like, I know this sounds maybe weird, but it's the easiest part of my job because
I completely agree.
I was going to ask, like, what conversations did you and Jackson have in going into like, we're working together, we're seeing each other, how are we going to make this work?
I actually don't know if we had any like initial conversation. I think it was because it was so early on, I think it was very like, let's just see how this goes. And it just happened very naturally that we found our groove in it. And we were able to be professional and then also just have the best time together. And yeah, and I completely agree. It's like the best part of the job is being able to do it with him.
What do you think is the most difficult scene that you guys have had to shoot together?
Oh, I mean, honestly, anytime he's being like a dick, which is most of the time, I'm like, you're a little too good at that. I'm like, can you come here for a second? Why were you so good at that? that's you're really good at that.
That's so real. I'm wondering, like, because you know when like you have a dream, like I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but sometimes I'll have a dream that like something happened with Matt, and then I wake up.
Do you wake up fully pissed?
And I'm like, wait, why am I mad at him?
Yes.
Does that ever happen with you where like he's playing so good that you're like, am I mad at you or am I mad at Steven?
Oh,
but
that's
you're Steven and you're going home at night together and you're like,
you were really mean today. Yeah.
It's real.
No, thankfully I can separate Steven from Jackson, but I do have the dream thing 1000%.
Where you
if I have a dream that he like cheated on me, I wake up and he cheated on me.
I'm like, you ruined our life.
For sure.
Matt's like, bring me coffee. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, fuck, I know it was a dream, but I still am angry. He's like, why?
I know.
It's like such a real thing.
Do you dream really vividly?
Oh.
Yeah, same.
Sometimes I think that's why. I pick up on my dreams the next night. I like tap back into work.
I do the same thing.
It's like a show.
And it feels so real to
beyond
me, my dreams. Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of sex in the show, obviously.
Yes.
Talk to me about how when you kind of knew that this was something that came with the show, how did you feel about it? Was there any part that was hesitant? Did you tell your family? Were they chill? Like, because it's a lot.
It's a lot. I remember like it's not the first time I had been like naked in anything. So it wasn't like, it didn't feel like this first scary thing. It was scary for a million different reasons, but I'm like, the most important thing to me when there's like nudity or sex stuff is that it's just necessary to the story and to the character. And I felt like this really was like, it's such a specific thing being like for Lucy sexually awakened for the first time and being obsessed with the guy who like changed her life sexually and like not being able to get that out of her brain. Like that is a very relatable thing. And I couldn't imagine telling that story without sex in it. It's like seeing the power dynamics change through it and like getting that false validation from it, getting like so many things. I feel like it was necessary to tell the story. So in that way, I was like, I felt safe doing it. But
it's a great point. Like, I agree. I think there's been shows I think that I've watched that I'm like, this feels forced. And I agree with you. I think so much of it, again, why it is so relatable, it's like I have experienced that where as a woman you're like, trying to navigate, like, should I sleep with him now? Should I sleep with him when? And like, how will that impact the power? And it's just such a mind fuck. And we watch you handle that so well. So I agree with you. Obviously, I think there's the natural question that everyone always has of like, how does playing this character with your boyfriend and having these sex scenes in a show, like, is it hot and steamy? Which, I mean, I'll let you answer for yourself.
No, I think it's like a very common misconception to think that it's hot, because it could not be less sexy to me. For me, at least, like, filming those scenes are the most technical, choreographed. There's like intimacy coordinators there. There's the directors, the showrunner. Like, there's so many people around. There's like it has to be like planned legally. So it's like, it's be very hard to enjoy yourself in those moments.
I was thinking about that when I was going to ask you that, because I was like, knowing that like that's what happens on sets, which I get it. Like, for most consumers, they don't understand that, where it's like there's like sometimes 20 people in a room, or 5 or 50. It depends on like what the shoot is. And it's so not about the sex. It's so about like, can you lift up your right leg more so we can see?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Your arm, can you move your arm a little bit so you can't see your nipple? Like, it's like all that. And then you'll like turn your head and you'll see like a guy holding a boom and you're like, what? This is so weird. This is so weird. And you're so, I mean, for me, I just like completely disassociate in those scenes too. I like feel so out of body. I don't know. I don't know what I do in those scenes, because I'm like,
is it easier to do it with Jackson, or would it almost be easier to do it with just like a random?
No, it's so much easier because you feel comfortable. Like, so much of the weirdness is not knowing the guy you have to do that with. And like, it makes it so much safer and comfortable, at least.
What is the most awkward moment that you guys have had on set together?
Me and Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we've had an awkward moment. I made him laugh, which Jackson is like, he does not break. Like, you cannot break him when he's in the zone. And I made him laugh this season, and I will wear it on my chest for like the rest of my life.
You're like at dinner, you're like, remember when I made you laugh and break?
I like
don't.
Take so much pride in it that I broke him. So that was great.
Can you tell me about this ADR situation that we were talking about before we started filming? So obviously, because of the amount of sex scenes, there's going to have to be, or you explain it.
Yeah. So like, normally after you finish a show or movie, you go in to do ADR, which is like plugging in sounds that like maybe the sound got messed up or whatever it is. There's some interference with the sound. And with all these sex scenes, I've had to ADR sex scenes multiple times, and that is the most awkward thing I think that is worse than shooting the sex scene. Like kissing your hand or like moaning in a booth.
Dude, you are putting us on your back.
I'm literally like, can anybody else? No one knows what my kissing sound sounds like. Can somebody else do this?
They're like, Grace, get in the booth.
Like,
honestly, thank you, because it seems so real. But like, now hearing you do that, I'm never gonna be able to undo that. That's amazing.
It's so.
Hi, Daddy Gang. I want to take a moment to talk to you about something that is a little bit more serious today. I have partnered with YSL Beauty on their Abuse Is Not Love. They are on a mission to educate and empower anyone who might be facing abuse in their relationship. And I think it is so important that women everywhere have access to this information. So let's talk about IPV. IPV stands for Intimate Partner Violence, which is one of the most common forms of violence against women. This form of abuse can affect anyone, regardless of gender, culture, age, or socioeconomic background. But women ages 16 to 24 are at the highest risk. Statistically, 1 in 3 women will experience IPV in their lifetime. It's extremely likely that someone you know has experienced IPV. So I'm extremely grateful today that I have the opportunity to go over warning signs that women can look out for. The first thing I want to mention is that abuse is not always physical. IPV includes physical, sexual, emotional, and financial abuse, as well as controlling behaviors. Abuse does not always look like a physical injury. It's something that can slowly creep into your relationship, making you feel trapped. IPV can be extremely confusing and difficult to navigate. So let's walk through the 9 key warning signs to look out for that could indicate you may be in a partnership that is not healthy. The first I want to discuss is ignoring. If your partner is angry with you, do they shut down? Do they give you the silent treatment? If you're upset and want to talk it out, are they there for you? Or are they consistently leaving you feeling ignored? Silence as a form of punishment is not okay. You deserve healthy communication from your partner. Number 2 is blackmailing. This is when your partner pressures you or guilt trips you into doing things you're not comfortable with. It can be as overt as do this or I'll leak these photos of you, or as subtle as them just saying, if you really loved me, you would do this. There should never be a threat held over your head in your relationship. The third is humiliation. If you're constantly being insulted, belittled, or shamed by this person, it is not okay. Little digs like you're being stupid or comments like you've really let yourself go lately are said to make you feel insecure. Number 4 is manipulation. This is when you're pressured into doing or saying things you don't want to do. For example, maybe you try to set a boundary and they push you into crossing it. Number 5 is jealousy. This can also be subtle at first, but when they question every move you make and are suspicious of everything you do, it's not healthy. Which leads me to point number 6, which is control. Control shows up when your partner starts making choices that should be yours. Maybe they tell you that things you can't wear, or they insist they get the final say on where you go and who you see. You start to feel like your freedom is shrinking in the relationship and that you need their approval on decisions just to avoid a fight starting. Number 7 is intrusion. Does your partner respect your right to personal privacy? Or is your phone being checked, your passwords being demanded, and your location is being tracked? 8 is isolation. Abusers try to demand more and more of your time and control every other relationship in your life. They slowly begin to pull you away from your friends and family. Finally, the last warning sign is intimidation. You're made to feel scared, crazy, or unsafe. This can look like yelling, slamming doors, or gaslighting you when you call them out on their behavior. They try to intimidate you into being too scared to leave. The earlier that you spot these signs, the sooner that you can protect yourself or someone you care about. Abuse can take so many forms. It's not just screaming fights or physical attacks. It can start in ways that feel almost normal until one day you look back and realize that wasn't okay. If your gut is telling you something doesn't feel right or that you don't feel loved the way you want to be loved, listen to it. If any of this hits home, know that this isn't about shame. So many women have unfortunately been through this. This initiative is about having the language to call abuse out, because when you can name what's happening, you can do something about it. So, Daddy Gang, I urge you to take a step back and see if what we just talked about feels relatable to your own life or someone else's. And if it does, don't ignore it. Talk to a friend or check in on the person you're worried about. Even just starting the conversation can make someone feel less alone. For more resources, go to www.thehotline.org. The National Domestic Violence Hotline operates 24 hours a day and provides tools through call, text, and live chat. Abuse thrives in silence, but the more we see it, name it, and talk about it, the less power it has. You deserve a relationship that feels safe, supportive, and respectful. I love you.
What would you say your best quality is as a partner?
I think support. I think I'm really supportive. And like, I'm so excited for him about everything. And I think it's one of my favorite things to do, is to like get excited for him and support whatever he's doing.
What is his best quality?
He's a really good listener and like really eases my anxiety on a lot of things. He's like a very calm, grounded presence, and it makes me feel really, really like at ease.
Cute.
Yeah.
Cute. Okay, we're gonna play a game.
Okay.
There are obviously a lot of secrets and tell me lies. So today we're gonna learn some of yours. Okay. What is a secret obsession of yours that people would be shocked by?
Secret obsession. This is a new one. I'm obsessed with pajama sets.
Like sexy? Or
No.
Oh.
Like oh.
Great.
Jackson, he took a video of me last night because I started getting in this. I don't know if this is like an OCD thing that's begun, or like a rich, not like a
ritual?
A ritual or superstition. I don't know. I've made this up. But like recently, like the past year, if I have something to do the next day, like a first day of something, of work or whatever, or like a big day of press or whatever, I feel like I have to wear a pajama set or else it's going to be really bad the next day.
Did you put on this pajama set because you knew you were coming on Call Her Daddy? Wait. After
and
you
I
have to
tried out
show,
a
what
new
does it
one.
look like?
I tried out a new one last night that I've never worn, but I ordered online. And I looked like a 1930s like jester.
And so you're just like trying out new PJ sets left and right.
I'm trying out. They
Not
have
so
to match.
sexy.
No, literally none of them are sexy. They're either like, I can do with like a long nightgown or like or just like a cozy set, like top and bottom. But last night was really, I had to change because I'm like, I think this might give me bad luck. There was like weird cinching happening that I felt like my arms were getting cut off.
Yeah, no.
But I'll get the video from you because he's like, what? He was like, did you miss clown school or something?
Thinking of you being like, okay, I'm going on Call Her Daddy tomorrow. What should I do? And you're putting this shit on. And he's like, you look like an actual clown. Take it off.
It's literally like red and like navy stripes with like almost like a bib thing. It looked so cute online. And I got them for my sisters. So now we all have them. And I remember actually thinking, like, when I gave them to them, I think they must have worn them. And I was like, do you like your pajamas? And I remember like kind of not loving their response. And they were like, yeah, they're cute. And now I know why. I put them on last night and I was like, this is
actually heinous. Goodbye. Okay, we needed to know these things. Okay, what's the worst lie you ever told to get out of plans?
I feel like when I was younger, I would like really try and come up with an excuse out of like not wanting to hurt people's feelings. But I really take pride in just telling the truth now. Like, I love canceling plans and saying like, I'm really tired, or like, I don't want to leave my house, or like I'm trying to do that as much as possible.
I actually respect that more than when you get the text that's like, okay,
yeah,
my grandmother. I'm like,
exactly,
wait, you said she died.
Right.
Well, she's back.
Right.
And then you go on this long tangent and you're like, just tell me you don't want to come or you can't come.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
That's what I try and do.
What's a childhood secret you never told your parents?
I actually just let one secret out that I kept. I got a tattoo, and I mean, so long ago, and I never told my parents. And we were on vacation last summer, and I had a couple drinks, and I was like, guys, look. And I flipped because I got it in my lip.
What does it say?
It says 99, and it's for my grandpa. It was like a grandpa thing. And I was drunk and thought that my mom would love it because it's like for her dad. And they were like, what? Because they've thought I've had no tattoos. And I let it slip that I do. And they
freaked out.
They freaked out.
But it's
and
also
now
like
they think it's
inside
funny.
your lip.
It's in,
like,
you can't see it. It's like
so you have no other
faded and weird.
tattoos?
I have a little spider here.
When did you get that?
I got it with Jackson on my birthday, like 2 years ago, maybe almost 3 years ago.
When is your birthday?
November 21st.
Are you into your horoscope or no?
I'm into it. I don't know a lot about it, but I'm
What are you?
down for it.
Scorpio?
Uh-oh. See, that's the face I always get.
Well, I dated, I think, a Scorpio man, and I was
don't
like,
know any Scorpio men.
oh,
What are they like? Scary?
What is Jackson?
Pisces.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scorpio men, they'll fuck you up.
Mental games.
Uh-huh.
Scary.
Yeah, scary. But, I think women are great. So a lot of my friends are Scorpio, so I love
Okay,
them.
good.
So you're totally good.
I'm
You're
in.
good.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about the twisted tale of Amanda Knox.
Let's do it.
I will never forget the day I interviewed her.
Oh my God, yes.
I know. I met her. Oh my God, this was like years ago.
Yeah.
And it was before I even had video podcasting. She came to my house. Her husband came. They brought their child. And I met her and I was just like, I need to know everything. Like she just has
and
this.
she'll tell you.
I know. She'll tell you everything.
She'll tell you it all.
And she's such an open book. Talk to me about how rewarding it was to play this character.
It was amazing. It's like, it really feels like the most important thing I've ever done and ever will do. Just being able to help somebody tell their story in their own way is so cool. And I'm so honored that I got to be a part of it.
Is it true that you have said throughout your career you always wanted to play her?
Yes.
What drew you to it?
I remember watching the documentary, the Netflix one, in like 2015 or 16, whenever that came out. And I just remember watching her and being like, this person is so fascinating. Like, yes, the story is crazy and I can't believe the story and the details of it, but I thought she was just so interesting. And I couldn't quite get a full grasp on her, and I just wanted to know more. So like that intrigued me.
No, you were incredible, and I think you did such a great job of making your own while also staying true to Amanda and the integrity of her story. Like, how much time did you get to spend with Amanda pre-shooting?
I found out I got the job and then I had like 2 months.
Okay.
So those 2 months were like crammed in with a lot of learning Italian and talking to her as much as I could. But like throughout the whole shoot, I was talking to her pretty frequently.
Amazing.
Like, 'cause she was, I mean, you've met her. She's so open and so vulnerable. I felt like if I had a question at any moment, I could just like text her and call her, and she was just so there.
Then after this, we are going back to Tell Me Lies because season 3 then is going to come out. I know you can't say anything, but to wrap up, number 1, so you filmed everything. So you know what the finale is. You're sitting in my presence with this knowledge.
I wish I could tell you.
I feel like the cast, I feel like I've seen in the past, always has tried to predict or like bet on what they think is going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys bet on anything for this season, and did anyone get it right?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
No.
That scares me.
There are some things that I really, really did not see coming.
Okay, last question then. Can you describe season 3, Tell Me Lies, in 3 words?
It's fucking chaotic. I like...
That's perfect. Fucking chaotic. Bye.
Fucking chaotic.
Dude, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
This was so fun to meet you.
You too.
I'm so excited to see what you continue to do. Like, you're so talented. you have so much, obviously, that's coming, and I'm just a fan. So I'm really excited to watch your career. Seriously.
I'm such a fan of you. I'm so happy we got to do this.
This was really good. Thank you.
I'm like, it's so like
you did it. You sat in the chair.
Disassociating because I'm like, I've watched this
You're
so
here,
many
sweetie.
times.
You
it's
did
so
it.
Crazy.
You did it.